Hello friends! Welcome to my first video of 2022, and I hope you're having a wonderful first part of the new year. Hope everything is going well. This is a video collaboration with Old, New, and Blue. We both like to go to vintage and thrift shops, and so we decided to do these videos one with another and do a collaboration. What we've done is we did some thrifting, and if you go back to my videos, you'll see that I thrifted these metal kind of coppery pieces. They are, some of them have the handles here. I have about 5, but they're old handles, drawer pulls, or maybe a door. I'm not sure what that is, but I'm going to be using these next time, and I collected them for the rusty bits that they will make for some fabric. And then these were in this container, if you remember, if you saw the video. If you didn't, you can just click back. Should be a couple videos back. But what we're making today, I'm creating with what I bought, with what I found. And so I made this video once already and it was out of frame, so I'm redoing it. And what happened was I made this pincushion out of the little container, and I'm going to show you here. Boy, I've got so much wadding in there, the needle doesn't want to go in. I'll have to work with that. But what you need for this video to make a pincushion is your own container. You need some sort of container. This is a spice jar. It's glass, and I put some fibers in there. I put some spinning fibers in there just to give it some color for now. I also have another jar. An idea is to use a baby food jar. It has a lid, and you clean it off. These are great for storage. And so there's that. You will need some sort of container with a lid, or I want mine to be removable, so you don't have to remove it if you don't want. It could be just stationary. You're going to need some scissors, like I have here, some sort of scissors. You can cut fabric. You're going to need some quilt batting or a piece of solid heavyweight fabric, even canvas or upholstery fabric would work. You will need a piece of fabric that's going to be the top. You need a piece to cover your lid, and then you'll need a piece to go over the whole wadding that we're going to do. And what is going to be in that will be small pieces of fabric and just bits that you don't need anymore, that you don't need to use. So I have some of those here. I have large pieces of strips of quilting, quilt material and things. You can wad these up and use these, or if you have quilt batting, you can use that. So those are some ideas. You can also go ahead and use some ribbon. I put some ribbon around the edge to trim it and finish it. Like with this one, you could put a ribbon around it like so. Or you can put some, if you have some lace and you want to go that route, you could put lace around it. Just whatever your style and your taste is. You will also need some threaded needles. I would recommend a longer needle to go through the wadding. This is a doll's needle. You can get these. I know I got mine on Amazon, so you can get them in a lot of different places. And then you will also need some thread, any kind of thread that you want to use. I kind of picked up this pink so that you could see it better on the film. And a pencil. And what we're going to use the pencil for is to mark our fabric. I'm going to use this old vintage fabric here, and I'll use this spice jar. What we're going to do is just turn it upside down. Just give yourself a guide for the circle. I had it cut out in my first video. We'll just try to do this real quick. Just give yourself a circle guide. If you want to cut a circle on your own, you can and trim it up. It's really nice. It just makes it look more finished with the same fabric. And I like to thread several needles. That way, when you get started, if you do any slow stitching or when you're working on your project, you can just keep stitching. You don't have to stop to thread needles. That's what I do. I have a needle case with my embroidery and my slow stitching, and I will thread 5 or 6 of them in different colors and then do it like that. Then I don't have to stop. So this will go down, and I will say it wouldn't hurt for this to be pressed. This is a little wonky because it's been in my Ziploc bag of fabric. But you could, once we get the glue on it, it'll stay down. So we're going to just glue that down there. If you want to use some tacky glue, whatever glue you have, some people might want to use hot glue. There is a fabric tack that some use. I like this tacky glue myself. It's economical and it sticks really well. And then we're just going to cover that. Okay. Now, I should have enough here. Yeah, because what you want is you want a piece that is going to be approximately 1/2 inch to 1 inch. Probably 1/2 to 3/4 would be just fine. Keep bumping that long needle. And to go over your wadding piece like I did here. Now, I stitch these in. Okay, and I will use some of this. It's my rusty bits falling down. Trying to make sure everything's in frame because that's a real bummer when you do the whole video and you watch it and then you're like, oh, it's not in frame. Okay, I have to do it over. So anyways, no problem. This goes in here inside of the quilt batting, or you could use canvas. I used a piece of this in this one. I took a piece of regular canvas. This is something I made a book out of probably. I don't really recall. And then I took my bits inside the little pieces of fabric and I wrapped them. Now this one is smaller, so I'm trying to keep it smaller. And it's kind of trial and error because what you want is you want it tight enough that it stays, but you want it loose enough that you can get your needles to go in. Because you see, I need some sharper needles. I really pack this one. So that one is going in better. And the more you poke it, the easier it'll go. So hold your needles there. You have your bits in there, you wrapped it in some canvas. Now you're gonna turn it so that it's crosswise and bring in the corners. Now we sewed the last one, and I'm going to sew this here, but you could also use your glue. Okay, don't feel like you can't do this project because you don't sew. Either way, it will be all right. It will stay. This is sewn and it's glued in, and you'll see we're going to do it the same way I did on the first video. So we're going to take our needle, and like I said, you want to go over and check out Old New and Blue's channel. She did a creative video also, which is really awesome. And she made some things from what she found at her local thrift store. And we're about 10 hours, I don't know, probably 6 to 10 hours away from each other. So it's interesting to see the differences and then the similarities of the, of the shops in different areas. So we're just going to go through, and as you can see, hopefully you saw that, where I took the needle, the longer needle, and I have a knot in it. It's doubled. I've folded it in half, the thread, and then I put a knot in it. So we went through, and we ended up, put all 4 corners in, and we're going to just keep these corners so that they stay down. Bringing it down, and then back up. And it only takes 2 or 3 stitches to make this happen. You don't have to go all the way down into the depth of the fabric. But what you do want to try to accomplish is bringing your little bundle into a circle. That makes it easier when you put your fabric on. See, that just kind of pulls in, and it makes it a much more rounded and tufted piece of fabric. And we'll take this corner and kind of pull it in, and then we'll put the outer fabric on it. This is where the doll's needle, or the long 3-inch needle, really makes a difference. Okay, so we've got a little bundle there, and we're going to take our fabric, I'm not going to take this out. I'm going to just leave it. And I'm going to pull this. Oh. I'm going to pull this in each time, crossing over. Okay. Now, once I've folded a couple, I'm going to go ahead. At this point, I do not want to come out of this side. I want the needle to come out on the back. And you could use a thimble. See that my needle is pretty long, and I want to make sure okay, it's not a very large gauge needle, so I don't have much control over where the end of it is going. So, but the main thing is you don't want that raw edge over there. You want to tuck that in, so. And I also don't want to stab my finger like I've already done. All right, there we go. Okay. Keeping this here. Tucking that all in. Actually, I think I may have glued that one, the bottom of it, the piece of fabric. I stitched the inner, and then I glued this. I mean, either way you want to do it, it's 6 one way, half a dozen the other. It's just whatever you prefer. Okay. That'll be fine. So now what we're going to do is just take this here, fold this back so that I can tie it off. If I left myself enough. Wouldn't be the first time I've done that. Okay. Well, I hope you guys are enjoying the winter weather. We had snow on Monday, and my granddaughters they're tiny, and they loved it. They were so excited about the snow. So, okay, so this I need, as you can see, it's not as circle as this is. You kind of sculpt it with this, with stitching it. So what I'm going to do is take the glue and we will sculpt so that it lays down a little better. This is the bottom side of it that's going to go against our piece here. Okay. Yeah, we got like 5 to 6 inches of snow on Monday. It was, I don't know, 55 or so on Sunday, and then it got cold at night, and then we had the snow, and then it melted by the next day. So now I think that we are to get another situation like that. But, you know, it's winter. So I like that it changes. That's what I like about it. Okay, so this is going to go on here like this, and this is going to be a smaller one. So then that's the next. I think that's pretty, the way that pink flower and blue flower kind of showed up. So what we're going to do with that is I'm going to put some in the center and just let it'll get squished out as we push the fabric bundle down. But I also want to kind of pull these in. I like it to be round, or as round as one can make it. So I'm going to put more glue here. Okay, let's see. So this is a collaboration with Old New and Blue, and I hope you'll go over to her channel and check out what she's making. And I hope that if you like the video and you think you're going to make it, I hope you'll make a comment. I hope you'll give me a thumbs up. That helps my video to be seen. And I really appreciate you watching. We can put some ribbon around, or you can put lace. I think I'm going to put a different, that's how it would go in. Of course, it has to dry. The glue has to dry. I don't know, the pink might look pretty on this too. Pink flower. Not real sure. Or even lace. I want some different lace, but it's not here next to my chair. Oh, wait. Look at that. What ribbon? Let's do a different ribbon. Yeah, that works good for me. It's tied. That should be enough. So I'm going to put this ribbon around here, and I hope you guys will check out the other videos. I'm just going to put some glue around the edge. This is merely a jar of spices that I had, and because it was glass, I thought, well, I'm not going to throw that away. I'll use it for something. And, you know, I was also thinking this would be a good jar to put your extra pins in, or a little mini sewing kit, actually. I mean, this would be a great little gift for somebody that you know sews. You could make one of these and then put some needles, maybe some floss in there. And it's all made out of something that would just fill up the landfill. So, but a special gift because you made it. So that's all we do for that. And just give it a little bit and it will dry. Thank you so much for watching the video. If you made it to this far, I just really appreciate you. I bid you a wonderful new year and all the peace that you can stand and good health. And then we just meet those up. And there is your, and you can take the lid off. That was the whole part of it, is I wanted to be able to take the lid off and to be able to put things in there. So there you have it. From Thrift Shop, looking for one thing, and here we got another. So all you stitchers out there, everybody needs a pincushion. Thanks so much for watching. Give me a thumbs up, gang. Have an awesome day. Bye-bye.